Hi, how are you today? I hope you are feeling so good and you're enjoying your day and with anything you're doing right now at home, at your work, or wherever you are, or whoever you are with, and having a really nice time right now. We're gonna talk today. We're gonna do two videos for today because last week I couldn't satisfy the commitment I have with you to bring you weekly, on a weekly basis of video every week. So we're gonna catch up with the thing, and we're gonna talk about one study of lucidity. You know, we have two series: the studies of lucidity and the day by day series. We're gonna catch up with one video of each, and the first one is gonna be the study of lucidity of Kyoho, which means more or less the way the Shizen did observe the fear and how they confronted fear and they understood fear. As many other harassed nations, decimated nations, the Shizen had to confront with fear and with adversity so many times in the history. And contrary to what other nations did that took shelter on war or on religion, they took, for this specific point, they took shelter on the wise men, the Oita, as they named it. They named them. On the Oita people, the ones that were the ancient people and the elders in the villages, and the ones that had all the wisdom accumulated with years and with years of life. This Oita, they talked about 10 points or 10 issues for reflection on fear that were practical tools to confront fear in a wise and intelligent manner. If you remember, we started this series of videos a long time ago with precisely a topic on fears, and you know, the fear of the lost, the fear, the instinct of survival, and the fear to death. And we're gonna talk. We're not going deeper today, but we're gonna give some practical tools with probably are very useful for you, and I hope are very useful for you. The first of which is for the Oita, to separate the real from the imaginary. It is quite common that when we are in a situation of fear or of threaten, we most of the times these situations are totally or partially created by our mind or our imagination, our anticipation of circumstances and of causes and effects that are never gonna happen. And the first thing the Oita recommended was to have a mature, real glance at things, at situations, at circumstances. And it is said that we worry, we have fear to the 95% of the times. These worries and these fears never accomplish, but we spend 95% of this time suffering from it when it's never going to happen. This first recommendation maybe would go in the same direction. Just separate, just have an honest and true glance to wherever you are facing, and just see that many times you are creating this situation of fear. And the second thing they recommended was to have an equilibrium stance on cowardice and on daring. It is as bad to not to see any danger, and it is as it is to have fear of everything. um, just adopt a position of equilibrium, and understand that the daring normally dies soon on a war and on a battle. The absolutely daring person is the one to die, even in movies. So don't be the daring, the stupid daring one, but don't be the coward one that never faces his or her problems and fears. Go for them and solve them with intelligence and with lucidity. The third point, and it's a very, very interesting one, they talked about the fact that few battles are worth it, few wars are worth to fight them. And it's quite interesting because we people normally fight everything out of our ego. We fight even with people that have a look at us in the street and we don't like them, or maybe on the traffic on a rush hour we want to fight everything and to impose our ego to other people, and this is quite absurd, and it's strategically ridiculous, because there is no economy there. There is all your energy, or your good energy that should be addressed to your life and to your personal history. It's being wasted absurdly. So remember that very, 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 very few battles are worth to fight. So just put your energy on the key ones. Don't go for everything. This is a loser behavior. The fourth point was the distinction between flexibility and instability. For the Shisen, to be flexible was the maximum strength. To be capable of being strong when needed and have compassion when needed was the ultimate development of character and mind. And this had to be done with stability, with identity, and stability to be one thing now and one thing and another thing later was a sign of lack of identity that the Shisen considered was very, very bad for your life, and especially for fear, which is the topic we're talking today. And contrary to that, to be flexible was the most strategically intelligent attitudes in front of fear, or even in front of every emotion or material situation, physical situation. The fifth point, we have talked about it a bit on the second one, was the fact that the daring person dies soon. We have talked about it, so I'm not gonna stay too longer here, and I'm gonna go for the sixth one. The sixth one was again with the analogy of war, that urgency and rapidity and velocity is the godmother of remorse, of regret in a conflict, in a war situation. And fear is many times the cause of this velocity, of this absurd urgency. So don't allow fear or any other emotion to make you take decisions on an urgency basis, because it's obvious that they're not gonna be good for you, and they're not gonna take you to a better position, more interesting one, more advantageous one. So just find the stable decision and the stable stance in front of fear and in front of emotions in general. The seventh point was they talked about on fear, was not to alterate, not to lose emotional stability on circumstances and on situations that were not important. We have talked about many times when talking about emotions. And since fear is just another emotion that as any other comes and then goes, it is quite important not to give too much importance to it, and to understand that what you are considering that is your whole reality now is probably nothing tomorrow. So don't alterate yourself, and have a more passive, emotionally passive stance and an inner state. The eighth one is probably one of the most important, I think, in this study, is the fact that there exist very few affronts and insults in your life. If you feel insulted, probably the question you should do to yourself is if you know really who you are. Because when you know who you are, and if the affront they're trying to throw at you, or the insult they're trying to throw at you, simply has no sense. And if it's not true, why that? What is the power of that to harm you? It should be nothing. So the question that you should do is do you really know who you are? Do you really feel secure with yourself? Because people that is secure with themselves never let external realities of any kind, and that many times are not really realities, are just tools to destroy you. They don't. The people that know who they are, they don't allow external realities to be part of their realities. So remember, there exist very few affronts, and the rest is your creation. So don't feel threatened, don't feel fear with anything passing your way, because if you have your own way, probably the 90% of it has nothing to do with you. The ninth one talks about the fact that strength is to control your rage, is to have a wise decision for good or bad, and to stick to it, to be a man, not a male, to be a woman, not a female. What distinguishes a man from just a male, an animal male, is precisely this thing, that really strength is to be able to control yourself, not to be a victim of any emotion and think that this is more authentic. This is ridiculous, and is common on immature minds. So this is also an interesting point that we have talked also in other occasions, but it's quite interesting to remember it in front of fear, because the main reaction on fear probably is to attack, and it is quite easy to fall victim of your emotion, of your rage, and this is not a strong position for you. The last one, the 10th point, is kind of a summary of all the rest, and it's the fact that that only can attack you the one that you have given strength, and you give strength and power to people that you give reason to. So remember that you have all the power, and you can only feel fear and feel threatened with people that you have given this power. So don't go just giving it for free, and be strong in your position, and remember this point. Fear is, as any other emotion, is just a momentary experience. Fear comes, fear exists when it comes, but you just have to live it and after living it, you have to overcome it, and that's it. That's all. And that thing that you, as I was telling you before, that thing that you think it's right now everything for you, is just a momentary time, and tomorrow, maybe in just an hour, or maybe in 1 month, it will be nothing. And as any other emotion, it comes, you leave it, and it goes. So don't let it take control. You have always the control, and you are the one that has to use fear as in the good sense, in the good way, which is to be an alert on real, not imaginary, on real threats, and to be a good tool for you, not on the contrary. Don't be a tool of your fear. So don't have attachment to things, to emotions, and don't have fear to lose things, don't let emotions of any kind trap your mind and your conscience, and always, as we always say, put into practice this kind of tools. And if you have any comment, any experience you would like to share with us, it would be a real honor and a real pleasure to have a little chat with you, and enjoy and maybe learn from you and your contributions. So have a really nice week. I hope you enjoy everything on those days until we see each other, and hopefully, if we have the luck for it to happen, it will be next week. Thank you so much, and a big hug to you, friend.